high alert. Is an attack imminent?
Americans have been put on notice. They may not be safe this month.
A global travel alert is now in effect for all Americans around the world. That's after sources say there's growing intelligence that al-Qaeda is planning an attack. As a precaution, the U.S. is closing 22 embassies and consulates.
U.S. officials say an attack could happen anywhere in the world at any time. It could happen literally at any moment.
Yes, an attack is imminent, any moment, anywhere, anytime. Look to your left, look to your right. Both of those people could be terrorists. And what about that guy in the middle? He keeps looking around so much. What's he planning? Folks, this warning is exactly why we invested hundreds of billions of dollars in our intelligence gathering, surrendered our privacy, and let the NSA turn the Constitution into a choose-your-own-adventure. So we can get concrete, actionable intelligence like this.
Al-Qaeda appears to be planning something big, although we don't know the exact target or the exact method.
We still don't know the time, the date, or target of any attack.
What they don't know is the exact date, the exact location that's going to occur, or the nature of it. Are they going to attack embassies? Are they going to attack hotels? We just don't know.
Thank you, NSA. Folks, without any details, I'm not even sure how panicked I'm supposed to be. At least during the Bush years, I could look at this helpful chart and know that my sphincter tightness was orange. But despite the uncertainty, nothing is being left to chance. In fact, the State Department announced the closed U.S. embassies will remain shut through Saturday due to an abundance of caution. It's important to remain abundantly cautious until Saturday.
It's interesting that this worldwide terror alert comes along when the NSA is under increasing scrutiny.
Yeah, I know. It just so happened that everyone has to be terrified, and, well, that just makes all the conservatives say, yes, we should be spying on everybody.
Oh, we're using the DEA to spy on people. Oh, wait, look over there, terrorist.
It's just creepy and weird. But fearful is weakness, and remember, we're not there. I'm Darren Howard.
And I'm Robert Nisbet.
Okay, check this one out. Here it comes.
Last Wednesday, an extremely important vote took place in Congress. It was the House vote on the Amash Amendment. Now, proposed by Michigan Representative Republican Justin Amash, the amendment was designed to forbid the NSA from spending any money on collecting Americans' phone records. However, the House voted 205 votes to 217 in favor of not reining in the NSA's phone spying dragnet, and it turns out that the 217 people who voted no received twice as much campaign financing from the defense industry as those who voted yes. Now take a look at this data compiled by OpenSecrets.org and analyzed by nonprofit organization Maplate. Representatives that voted against the Amash NSA amendment received, on average, 122% more in campaign donations between 2010 and 2012 from defense contractors than the representatives who voted in favor of the bill. Now, defense and intelligence firms such as Lockheed Martin, Boeing, United Technologies, and Honeywell International, they donated on average $41,635 to anti-Amash representatives, while pro-Amash amendment representatives received on average less than $19,000 from those firms. And the defense companies are not fans of Representative Amash himself. He ranked in the bottom 50 for the 2-year period and only received $1,400. Now, of the top 10 moneymakers, only one House member voted to end the program. Now, the investigation shows that defense cash was a better predictor of the members' votes on the Amash Amendment than the party affiliation. And the money don't lie, both in dollars and in votes. For RT, I'm Erin Aid.
Wow. With a capital wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know, you got to follow the money on these things.
Actually, 90% of the time, it's the guy with the most amount of money that wins the election.
You know, but the vote was close, at least.
Yeah, sort of. I don't know, man. You know, they've got to put a lockdown on these guys. But then again, when you've been collecting dirt on everybody, you know they're collecting dirt on the guys voting.
But they're not actually able to stop any terrorism.
I know.
They can't even search their own emails.
Oh, man, when you came up with this story, I had to smile. You know what? Don't take our facts. We don't make commercials that say trust us. We want you to check this out. And what do you got, man?
Oh, this is crazy.
Okay. So we can't make this up, but we're going to continue grinning while we laugh at the NSA. This is Video Radio. Thanks for tuning in.
The NSA says it can't search its own emails. But ask the NSA, as part of a Freedom of Information request, to do a seemingly simple search of its own employees' email. The agency says it doesn't have the technology. Quote, there's no central method to search an email at this time with the way our records are set up, unfortunately, NSA Freedom of Information Act officer Cindy Blacker told ProPublica last week. The system is a little antiquated and archaic, she added. It's actually common for large corporations to do bulk searches of their employees' emails as part of internal investigations or legal discoveries. Quote, it's just baffling, says Mark Karamanika of the Reporters Committee for the Freedom of the Press. This is an agency that's charged with monitoring millions of communications globally, and they can't even track their own internal communications in response to a FOIA request.
So you can see independent media stepping up again.
Exactly.
Okay, once again, there's another guy reporting the news that the news just is not reporting.
Well, of course, because, you know, it's not Anthony Weiner's Wiener.
I know. Talking about a non-story there, right? Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Or, you know, the royal cervix, that's another one. It's just, sorry, not a story.
Sorry.
I don't care. We're a democracy.
It's not news.
Check out our previous shows, though. We did run a show where new immigrants are forced to pledge allegiance to the royal cervix. Okay,
and
you know.
Of course, there's some issues with that with some new immigrants, especially ones from places like Ireland.
Yeah, I know. Ireland kind of has an issue. So should any thinking human being. But far be it from us to point out what the NSA is doing.
Getting back to the NSA, they've been on a bit of a PR campaign. It's not really being received that well.
Check this out.
Our nation takes stopping terrorism as one of the most important things. Freedom. Exactly. And with that, when you think about it, how do we do that? Because we stand for freedom. Not that. But I think what you're saying is that in these cases, what's the decision? Where's the discussion? And what tools should we have to stop those?
No, I'm saying I don't trust you. You lied to Congress. Why would we believe you're not lying to us right now?
I haven't lied to Congress. Look at what we're talking about here, because this is our nation's future. This is what we've done with these programs. And in my opinion, that's not bull. Those are facts. And what we see coming at our country is more of the same.
So we're going to list that guy appearing at a hackers conference as not knowing your target demographic.
Exactly. And, of course, there's a bit of a backfire from the hackers towards the NSA.
You think?
You think?
Do you want to run this right away like this? Okay.
Well, this isn't the backfire, but this is important information.
Okay. So check this out, just to jump in on the NSA nightmare.
New documents released to The Guardian demonstrate in more detail than ever how exactly the NSA can monitor virtually any communication that happens online. The documents, which date back to 2008, are internal training materials on a tool called Keyscore. This is a program that extracts and indexes a variety of data, including email activity, logins, HTTP traffic, viewed files, and other user activity like chats. What can be stored? Anything you wish to extract. With Keyscore, all an NSA analyst has to do is fill out a search field and provide a justification. For example, here's what the HTTP activity form looks like. You just need to specify a time range, what website you're targeting, country, and a justification, and you can find the IP addresses of everyone who has visited that website. What these slides also suggest is that even if a user is careful about encryption of files or, say, using a VPN service to avoid tracking, that doesn't mean you're under the radar. Rather, the Keyscore database means an analyst can search specifically for users who are employing those types of measures. Previously, the NSA has stated that the NSA's activities are focused and specifically deployed against and only against legitimate foreign intelligence targets. In the leaked documents, the NSA also claims that intel gathered from Keyscore led to the capture of 300 terrorists as of 2008. However, on July 26th, prior to the most recent leaks, National Intelligence Director James Clapper admitted to internal compliance problems within the NSA, saying that such problems generally involved human error or highly sophisticated technology issues rather than bad faith. This admission appeared in a carefully worded letter to 26 senators who had expressed concern about the NSA's surveillance efforts. And in light of the Keyscore revelations, more pointed questioning about who this program targets, how, and why are sure to come up very soon, and we'll keep you posted.
So at least they have adequate measures in place to ensure that they're not,
yes, but there are some compliance issues.
You think?
I tell you, man, this NSA, I don't know how these guys still have their jobs.
Well, they're protected, okay?
Yeah.
Just straight out, the law courts and the Senate, the Congress, whatever, the American nonsense that they call a democracy is protecting these guys. But you'd think that they would wake up.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, they're recording and, reporting this show right now. So we do have a message for our NSA trolls who are listening.
Anthrax.
Yes, anthrax, bomb parts. Remember, Darren Howard said the word bomb parts.
Jailbreak.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Al-Qaeda.
We've got an awesome story coming up later on, too, talking about the propaganda that's going on. But one,
Yes, the Department of Homeland Security, or the Gestapo, is looking for new leaders.
Yeah.
This is one of the nominees.
President Obama's nominee to be Deputy Homeland Security Secretary, the second in charge, is now being investigated for allegations relating to an international visa program. Now, the Associated Press reports that Alejandro Mayorkas, who's currently served as Director of U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service, is being investigated for helping a company run by Anthony Rodham, that is the brother of former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. NBC News national investigative correspondent Michael Isikoff has been following this story. Michael, what else can you tell us about this investigation?
Well, we've obtained a copy of an email that was sent to Senate lawmakers just last night by the Inspector General's office reporting that this investigation that has apparently been going on for some time and began with a referral from the FBI Counterintelligence Unit. And the reason for that is that this company that is run by Anthony Rodham, Hillary Clinton's brother, had sought visas for Chinese nationals. And some of these, at least one of these Chinese nationals, it was an executive of a Chinese telecommunications firm that has been under fire by the House Intelligence Committee for its alleged ties to Chinese intelligence services. So that's how the FBI counterintelligence people got involved in this. They referred this matter. There were a bunch of visas that were sought by Gulf Funds Coast Management, that's the firm run by Anthony Rodham, that had been denied by the U.S. Customs and Immigration Service. And then Mayorkas, who is the director of the service, is alleged to have intervened in the case and assisted in getting those visas that had been denied by his own agency's officials.
So Clinton and scandal, the words just seem to go together.
I mean, she can't catch a break, man.
She's going to run for the presidential nomination in 16?
That's going to happen.
Yeah, right.
Hillary's famous worldwide, and, she's famous right here at Radio Free Canada, all because she just can't sort of keep that democracy in focus. But don't take our word for it. I'm Darren Howard.
And I'm Robert Nisbet.
The guy's not creating commercials saying, trust us. We've got more to come. Please stay tuned. Canada used to have what is called a social safety net. That net used to consist of welfare and UI checks, and it ensured that people would not have to steal to live. But now there are no effective social safety nets left, except for the richest of the rich. How does it work? Well, it's pretty simple. Major corporations are awarded subsidies, tax breaks, and eased regulations, and you are not. Not convinced? Just remember that you pay 65% of your wages in taxes, and Canadian banks, corporations, pay no taxes at all. But things are changing. From Egypt to Toronto, from Victoria to Halifax, people are winning battles by standing up for what is right. People like me and you. On January 28th, we are asking you to go to your city hall at 12 noon all across the country. Spread this video around and stand up against corporate welfare and get our safe streets back in an effective way.